Hope everyone's doing good today. Um, got an update kit for this S&S Super G that's going on my shovel head. It's changing the bolts from slot screwdriver to Allen head bolts because they're horrible. If anybody's worked on them before, they just strip out. So we'll get started. Here's the carb. Everything's still assembled, so I just got to take the cleaner off the filter housing, then we can get at these bolts here. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, talking with a few guys. It's really nice to see positive things in the world today. Everybody's kind of going through some shit of their own. Some guys are positive and doing things for other people. It's great to see. Don't see it too much nowadays. Everybody's seems like they're out for themselves and don't care about anybody else. These bolts here too, these slotted bolts, these are horrible. I don't know why S&S never ever did this themselves. Comes off easy. Here's the lever for the choke. Yeah, you can see it better now. These are the bolts. They're horrible. On the shovel heads and Evos, you can change your jets out just by taking the bowl off, leaving the carb and intake on your bike. But trying to get at these bolts is horrible. Once I got the Allen head bolts in, it's easy. You can get in there no problem. And if anybody's wondering, at my elevation, I'm about 2,200 feet. I run 28.5 and 78 in main. And that's 1.25 turn, between 1.5 turn for your mixture setting. Guess I should have took the seal line off first. This O-ring right here, when you're assembling your carburetor, you got to be careful because this O-ring, they fall off a lot of times and they'll end up in the bottom. So if that ever happens, your bike's not going to run right and you'll think it's jetting, but it's this O-ring. So always make sure that O-ring's still on there. Everything looks good in there, so I'm just going to reuse this gasket. I'm not going to try and peel it off. Here's the part number for this fitting on the float bowl. You can turn it instead of being fixed. This is a good kit to get. And this is by Connolly. I don't know if you can get this anymore, but this is the bolt update. I noticed on YouTube too, there's a lot of guys that have a lot of wisdom and information. And you can learn a lot. But you have to weed out through the good and the bad like anything. Because there's a lot of crap on there. And if I don't know something, I'm not going to say that I do and try to tell somebody to do it. Because that's stupid. So again, here's that update kit. It's a part number. And for the float, you want the float level. You don't want it tilted down, and you don't want it tilted up. It's got to be perfectly level. Make sure your accelerator pump arm went in there. Right here. The long bolt goes right through here. Don't forget your washers. It's a really simple update to do, and it'll save you a lot of headache. And this is a little kit that anybody can do. You don't have to be a mechanic or rocket scientist to do it. And it's cheap. I think it was 12 bucks or something with the taxes. Remember not to tighten these too tight. You just want them snug. You don't want to strip out this carb body. I think for a new carb intake and cleaner, I think is around 1,200 bucks Canadian now. And I really don't want to replace this. On my Evo, I got the exact same carb. That's a 113, but I got a Thunderjet in it. And that goes right here with the Thunderjet. It's like having, it's like the 4-barrel on a 4-barrel carburetor. once it's wide open, it just dumps fuel in there. So it's performance. And that's what I'm after. Guys that say you can't get performance out of shovel heads, they don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, that's all done. Just got to clean it up, get it ready. Hope everybody has a great day and be safe. Thanks.